Dunwall whiskey thingy. Okay. There's probably more out there, but I can't see it. Christ. There's plenty here to explore.
Abducted 6 months ago during her mother's terrible murder. Anyone with information leading to the location or return of the daughter of our beloved late Empress is required to speak to the City Watch at once.
Ironically, if someone actually did have information that would lead to the rescue of Lady Emily, they would probably actually be arrested and executed for it. Because, considering, who actually did it.
My, you must be Corvo. I am Lydia, at your service. Your room is upstairs and ready. When they told me who it was, well, I thought you'd be older, like the Admiral.
Ooh, that's a nice painting. I like it.
I'm sorry it's so dark. We can't risk being seen. It is a bit romantic, though, isn't it?
What the hell do you mean? It's fine.
I used to be the hostess here. Oh, I could tell you stories about that, believe me.
Well, do
You
start.
can call on Cecilia for the more menial tasks. It's what she's suited for.
Ooh. Catty.
I
Attention all
hope the bed's to
citizens.
your liking.
Curfew extends
Let me
from
know if you have
sundown to
trouble
sunrise unless you are otherwise
Uh-huh.
authorized. Violators.
Except from a series of overseer invocations by High Overseer Abram Templeton. And I say to you, brothers, it is here that we make our stand as a righteous force against the growing darkness. It is here that we unite against the spirits of the unknown that will drag us screaming into the night, never to return to our homes, to our families, as we do to the children every so many months. Together we serve as a rod to those who stray from the herd, for the foggy grey wastes of the outsider. We will burn a bright fire with our virtuous actions, so that others will not lose their way. And to those who choose to wander beyond the walls of our homes in far places, we will strike at them swiftly before they whisper to their neighbours, filling their hearts with strangeness and doubt.
Be subject to
Oh, they're so
interrogation
lovely.
and detained when necessary. Remember, the boldest measures are the safest.
What will we do with a drunken whaler? What will we... I won't sing it. But, seriously, go look up the song. This is the, stuff of it. I'm actually tempted to try and sing it now, but... No. Feed him to the hungry rats for dinner. Slice his throat with a rusty cleaver. Stuff him in a sack and throw him over. Way hey, and up she rises. Must be from Thailand. Two more. The Shadow on Bitter Leaf. Excerpt from a larger work of fiction. Finding my way by the feeble light of the dying fire, I saw her working. A large needle moved in her hand, following precise, esoteric patterns, knots and loops of seamstress craft from ancient days. Beneath her needle, his body clenched and shuddered, shaking the wooden table. A morbid fascination pushed me closer, until she turned her blank face towards me, resting the needle in his flesh. With a refined tone she addressed me. So you are the lover, I presume. You too have been unfaithful. It is now your turn to be mended. That is creepy. The Young Prince of Tivia, excerpt from a theatre play. Lord Nathan Bale, shaking with outrage. How dare you, sir, quote it so in my very home. I should hand you over to the watch, depraved Tyviad. Prince Khalasar, moving closer. That's a harsh welcome for royalty, my lord. Your daughter treated me with much more hospitality. Alas, she's gone out for the evening, leaving me all alone. Lord Nathan Bale, stammering, studying the younger man before him. What are you doing? Leave this house. Go back to your frozen wasteland, pale rascal. Prince Khalasar, smiling coyly, reaching out. No need for anger between us, Lord Bile. Is it so wrong for me to be here? As I've proven, I've developed an affinity for you and your family. Lord Nathan Bale, gasping. Oh my. Khalasar, your skin is so warm, it burns. Gaffer's Tale, Volume 2. Oh, ye olden yowie. Excerpt from the travel journal of a whaler in his final years. A Gaffer's Tale, Volume 2, or a Gaffer's Final Passage. After more than a quarter of a century, I am done with whaling, too broken to continue. I've seen all the corners of the isles, made more coin than most men see in a lifetime, but it's all gone. I lived through an emperor, and watched his daughter take the throne. Very young empress she was, but slain so young. Everything beautiful comes to die. I've eaten in every port of the world and sailed in the loneliest waters you can imagine. I've seen the cliffs around Pandysia. Even the best of it doesn't give me an ounce of joy. The years come back across my dreams as a line of butchered bodies, long, sleek, and singing amongst the waves under the moonlight, only to be speared by ugly, weather-scarred men who would knife each other for a good pair of boots. Each year I had less time to come home. My tongue forgot the native language of small chatter. Those who lived in the cities told me odd. My sister Nina hardly knew what to say to me during our visits. When she lost her business to the Lord Regent's crooked banister, I was 100 miles east of Morley, gaff hand frozen from the sleet as we tracked the first whale we'd seen in months. I helped her as much as I could, but Nina died in the early days of the plague. None of it mattered. If I'm bitter and jade, it's because this industry has taken away my dreams. The world has beaten me. That sucks. Come on, leave me out. Go see the other person in a moment. I just want to prowl around here much more. I already read that. It has been days since our men were dispatched to snatch weapons for Corvo in the old sewer. They've not returned, so I can only hope they succeed in getting packages delivered. Piero spent considerable time and resources in making those things. If I could find a way to mass produce them, the Dunwall Navy would secure its place as the dominant force in the globe. But back to Corvo. Could he actually break out of the Coldridge? And if so, will he make his way here? Personally, I give him odds of 1 in 5. Ye of little faith.
Log entry 1-4. Seems we've moved to a new phase. Martin's improvisations have borne fruit. Our former bodyguard has been freed and is en route to the staging location. Pendleton's voting block and my military connections. All we've lacked is the ability to project lethal force in a controlled manner against a previously inaccessible... to the point, we need a man who can kill the bastards for us. Corvo is more than capable of that, I have no doubt. N-bomb. Is this off? Switch. Switch, where the hell is the...
There we go. Pouch. Admiralty and the Fleet. Excerpt from a book on naval history. Each of the isles has some form of naval fleet. None is more envied than that of Griscoll, with its long and proud history of great ships and the admirals who command them. Boys come of age in cities of Bristol whom to someday captain such a ship, and family dynasties are made by those captains who tracked down infamous pirates or crushed uprisings, as during the Morley insurrection. In times of war and peace, Bristol continues to innovate at sea. The ship designs of Anton Sokolov himself now represent the highest standard in the whaling trade, and crews who haul their kill up over the deck begin their butchery and processing, even as the ship returns to Dunwall. The crews can be seen on their latest whale, working on their latest whale as the ship moves slowly up the Wren Haven River, coming to dock with one of the most powerful warehouse companies, such as the Greaves Whaling House. Suspended in the rigging overhead and backlit by the setting sun, the silhouette of one of these creatures makes a moving sight as it cruises to its final resting place, the industrial heart of the capital city. So, yeah. And part of that involves hacking it open, you know, like breaking its ribs, guts pouring out while it's still alive. Ain't that lovely? It'll be explained why later, or at least hinted at least. A Gaffer's Tale, Volume 1, or A Gaffer's Early Adventures. My sister Nina and I left Tivia together, saying goodbye to our aunt, the woman who had raised us since childhood. Leaving behind our city of Yarrow and the cold but beautiful white landscapes we'd always known, we boarded a ship for Dunwall. Our parents had left us with a sizable inheritance. We spent half of this getting to the capital city, establishing a small import shop dedicated to Tivian furs. Once I helped Nina establish a business, I was free to pursue my dream. Signing on with a whaling ship was the most exciting thing I've ever done, and I saw it as a means to an end. Someday I would captain my own crew, and eventually a fleet of similar vessels. With tears in her eyes, Nina kissed me farewell, and did not see her again for many months. As a present to the gaffer, got to see the tracking and killing of great beasts up close. Nothing ever fired my spirit so, as the wind and pounding waves, racing after a wounded whale, being pulled by a skelk of cables, a skein of cables embedded in its thick flesh. I changed more in the first 7 months than I had in the previous 7 years. Whaling was beginning to put its mark on me, so that Nina barely recognized me when I returned, tanned and sinewy with muscle, whiter creases already wrinkling the corners of my eyes. But could she see that I was filled with joy, having found my purpose? Well, that's only changed between the first volume and second. That's nice.
Attention, citizens of Dunwall. The old port district has been added to the evacuation list. The Weeper count for the month of sea.
Don't mind me.
Pleased to meet you, Master Corvo. I saw you at court in happier days, but you might not remember. I was once a close ally to the Lord Regent, Hiram Burroughs, back when he was just the spy master. He's one manipulative bastard, I can tell you that.
One thing I'll say against the Empress, she really didn't play Crusader Kings too well. Kept having the person who hated her as Spy Master.
Distinguished about you, Corvo. Was there nobility back in your family line? I wouldn't be surprised.
No, I'm the protagonist. That's what you're sensing. But yeah, she really sucked as at Crusader Kings 2.
Did you know I'm distant kin to the late Empress and her line? Not close enough, sadly. I'll never be Emperor.
Interesting.
Most of the nobility went straight over to the Lord Regent's side after the Empress died. Easiest thing to do. But to me, a noble birth requires a sense of loyalty. This city has fallen into ruin since the plague struck. These poor weepers moaning and bleeding from the eyes. They say there's no cure for the plague once it advances that far. Terrible.
Okay, I think he's done talking. Mine.
My furnishings have been installed at last with no small amount of complaining by that antiquated boatman. The others have no idea what it's like to suffer as I have. Speaking of which, Wallace, please breathe 2 bottles of Dunwall Red, never mind which, and fetch a clean glass. Well, I'll begin again tomorrow.
That is cool painting. That is a cool painting too. I like this work. Pouch. Both of these just don't give a shit for me looting their place.
What happened? Did you do that?
Oh, Wallace.
If I may, I am the personal assistant to Lord Pendleton, and one of the senior servants at Pendleton House, as was my father. Now I am entrusted with this house, the home of the Loyalists. I have never seen the Admiral fail at any venture. If order can be restored to the city of Dunwall, I believe he can do it. If anyone can get your old life back, it's him.
That's a vote of confidence.
I don't need to tell you, if the authorities investigated this place, we would be hard-pressed to explain ourselves.
Yeah.
We brought a few trifles over from Pendleton Manor. A touch of home in these trying times. Your room in the loft should assure your privacy. Lord Pendleton was once a close ally to the Lord Regent, but there was a great shuffling of the aristocratic families. My lord was attacked by vipers from all sides. I understand you were once welcome at court before the murder. May I say I am relieved to have another man here who knows the courtly world. This building has stood here for over 3 centuries. As long as Lord Pendleton calls it home, I would defend it with my life. I may well have to.
Okay. And let's just head downstairs and have a chat with the Piero. I'll leave any more exploring till next time, because I'm getting very tired.
Your weapons and gear, all custom work. For you, I will create the tools of a master assassin. No! This cannot happen now. The tank of whale oil is run out. Will you get a new tank from upstairs, please, while I hold this in place? Be careful. Oil's unstable. When it explodes, there is a terrible mess.
So, yeah, basically, whale oil is used to power everything here. It's basically the coal of this place.
I'll plug it in. Perfect. Thank you, Cole. Here, see? The assassin's mask. You're a wanted man, so everyone in the city knows your face. But this mask will mean terror to them. If you just hold still, fit must be precise. There. Can you see normally? Some lens out of alignment. There. Better now? I could create more for you. Upgrades for your gear, weapons, munitions. But our situation here is desperate. Scavenge the city for valuables and I will resell them on the black market. That should give us the money to craft the things you need.
Alright.
Tell me what I can make for you.
Him jabbing around with the screwdriver is really unnerving me. It just makes it hard for me to look at the screen. Okay, upgrades. And he's a lot. Like, these we can't really look at yet. Magnify your view. Well, we don't. Well, actually, we do. Sorry, I meant to just point to this. This we have no idea about yet. A capacity, bulk capacity. That would be nice. Sword crossing makes sword more effective when locking blades and pushing against an enemy. Yeah, you can. Sometimes you get an event when you're fighting an enemy, and you have to rapid tap to defeat them. It's the sword crossing, if I remember correctly. The sleeping dart's side effect is immediate, even in combat. Upgrades. I'm going to expand my bulk capacity. Okay, I said I don't have enough for that. It's tempting to grab these, but I sadly don't have enough for them. So what I'm going to do is wait. Did I buy the wrong thing? Increase the standard bolts. Oh fuck, that's just for standard bolts. Shit.
You must be
Shit.
exhausted.
Should have read
I
that.
advise that you get some sleep. Your life will get even more difficult soon. You should rest while you can. Sleep well.
Shit. Let's reload that. I'll be back in a sec. Hey folks, and I'm back. I was going to do this all off camera, but I stumbled into something. I just looted over there. Sadly, this is the last place it auto-saved. Pub master room key. Never found that before. But now we have that. So we'll just quickly do this. I won't be listening to all the conversation options again.
My furnishings have been
just gonna do
installed
that.
at last with no small amount of complaining by that
Oh,
antiquated boat.
not sure if it's happened in this save or not, but we'll play that.
Log entry 1.
There we go. Got it.
Seems we've moved to
Seems it saved just before we got to hear that.
The former bodyguard has been freed.
Okay, now we can head and talk with Piero. And did not get that upgrade because it's of absolutely no use to me.
I'll be crafting your weapons and gear.
Skip.
Will you get a new tank from upstairs? Please?
Okay.
Put this in place. Careful. Oil unstable. When it explodes, there is a terrible mess.
Aye. There you go. Have fun.
Perfect.
And we skip.
Tell me what I can make for you.
I really should read the upgrades. Yes, let's take a look. Upgrades. I'm thinking what will be useful for me is